Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. And if you'd like to participate in on the discussion, like Pretty Girl's mom here. Hi, Pretty Girl's mom. I hope everything's going great for you today. You can join me most weekdays where I go live around 4 p.m. Central Time on YouTube here. Or outside of my live stream, you can consider joining the Discord we created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Sorry, just had to get the mic out of my face. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. What that Pinterest board is a place where we have shared a lot of our favorite whole food plant-based meals. So if you're trying to get an idea of what foods that I'm eating to help me lose weight, that Pinterest board is a great place to get some ideas for meals. Today is day 694, less than a week away from 700 days that I have been on my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 215 pounds so far. I am looking forward to reaching my goal within the next 12 to 13 months and living the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I'd love to hear those as well. If you are succeeding on your diet, I'd love to hear what you're doing to succeed. Share it with everybody. Let them know what you're doing to lose weight and how good it is working for you. If you're struggling to get started or stay on your diet, what's keeping you from getting started? And something that I feel like is very important is what are the steps that you are going to put in place that is going to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative, and that's generally eating crap food. So I'm going to switch over to the main screen here. I hope everybody had a wonderful Monday evening and a great Tuesday today. Or I guess sometimes it might be Tuesday to Wednesday, depending on when you're watching this. So, but I hope you've had your last day was great, and I hope the day coming forward is wonderful for you as well. How's that? Let me quick go over food since yesterday. Fairly simple diet since yesterday. I don't even think. Yes, we talked about it a little bit at the during stream yesterday. Carrie was looking for some ideas for dinner last night, and we ended up having the plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers. And Carrie made a barbecue sauce that she got the recipe from, which was extremely sweet, very, very sweet. I ended up taking this photo, and then I took this photo too. I actually was trying to find a way to fancy it up a little bit, so I cut up some red onions and threw those on there. And I ended up having 4 of those last night. So I really enjoy them. They're great. I wouldn't say they taste like hamburgers, but the texture, the flavor and everything was good. And the wraps here, I have them in. I think it's so funny, this lettuce wrap, because I would have avoided that like the plague 2 years ago. Like if I ordered a sandwich from a fast food restaurant and it had lettuce and tomato on it, part of the order was no lettuce or tomato. Like it would come off my tongue like it was part, I'd like to get a double Whopper with cheese, no lettuce or tomato. Like that was just that, or maybe I'm not even sure which restaurants at this point had lettuce and tomato on the sandwiches, but this type of lettuce, especially, hasn't even been something that we've eaten a lot since we started this diet. I think Carrie jokes about it. It's crunchy water, right? Is that what I think that's what she's called this, iceberg lettuce. But and I really only have this lettuce when we have the plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers. But what I just have to kind of laugh about is how good that lettuce tastes. Like it was, to me, lettuce has always been like the just filler. There's no flavor to lettuce. They just throw that in as filler and foliage, right? But having it like this, I'm taking bites where sometimes I'm taking bites where it's just the lettuce so I can get to the burger, and it still tastes good. Like that actually has a good taste to it. And I never really considered lettuce as having a good flavor or having any flavor. But I do notice when we have this that I really do enjoy the wraps that we put it in. So that was the plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers that we had for dinner last night. Also had some oranges. I think Carrie bought a new bag within the last day or two. Pretty Girl's mom says they look so yummy, and I like the fancying up you did. Yes, I just threw some onions on there. I had contemplated the idea of maybe putting a tomato on there. I don't think we even have fresh. We don't eat tomatoes. Like the tomatoes that we generally have are canned, like Rotel tomatoes. But I thought maybe having tomato on there would be good. Something that I'd have to go through my photos to find it. But one of the last times that we had the plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burgers, we had a mango salsa that Carrie had made that we put on top of it, and it was really good with the mango salsa on it as well. So that was my dinner last night. Like I said, I also had some fruit as well. And then today I forgot to take a photo of my oatmeal again. But I just had our regular oatmeal. So I guess I could always just go back and be like, keep forgetting to take photos of the oatmeal. So there we go. There was, oh, that's not even it. There you go. That was breakfast, even though that was September 20th. But that's essentially what I had for breakfast today. And then, so we had our savory oatmeal. And then for lunch today, I had 3 baked potatoes and a half a bag of broccoli. And I was giving Carrie a hard time. I feel like I'm on a diet. I feel like I've had to cut back today because I've only had 3 baked potatoes and a half a bag of broccoli. Yesterday at work, I really felt like I was eating the whole day I was here. It was, I had gotten in the morning and was really hungry, so I reheated some potatoes that were in the fridge over the weekend. And then I had my oatmeal, and then I had potatoes and broccoli. No, I had beans and rice. I had Spanish rice yesterday for lunch. So yeah, today I feel like I'm cutting back by only having 3 potatoes and a half a bag of broccoli and our regular oatmeal today. So yeah, but that was the food that I've eaten since yesterday. Something I talk about a lot, but I think is important is how satisfying I feel, or how satisfied I feel with the volume of food I get to eat. I'm never disappointed with getting to eat a volume of food, and I have to continually remind myself, hey, it's okay to go grab 2 more of those plant-based Gabriel burgers. It's okay to have, a couple extra potatoes or eat more broccoli. It's not going to hurt you to overeat a lot of these items. So I have to remind myself to to give myself permission to eat, I guess, because so many diets is about restricting your intake and keeping you from eating. Whereas this diet, you might restrict the types of food you eat, but you don't restrict the volume by any means. And I'm still seeing pretty good success with it so far. Got weigh-in Wednesday tomorrow. That'll be the true barometer to see, or the true measurement tool to see if I'm losing weight though. Carrie's checking in saying, hey, Carrie, I hope everything's going great at home now that you're there. You recovered from your hard day at work today. Yeah, it's been so busy. I had meetings today and just lots of running around, and I have to think about the when I have some of these meetings about how I'm kind of selling myself and selling my business at some of these meetings to try to get work or to get money. And it's not something that I've had to do a lot over the years, but we're changing some things here, and it's required me to be more forward facing within the company and seeing people and trying to get these things done. And I can't imagine trying to do any of this stuff at 500 pounds. Like, just the going and talking to these people and showing, up at their office and having meetings with them, and, just overall, even at 310 pounds, I know that I'm still the biggest guy in the room and I'm still very overweight, but just 200 more pounds, like just that back of your head kind of thoughts about those types of interactions of, what are these people thinking? Are they going to, invest with us because of, are they gonna, if they don't invest with us, is it because we didn't have a good product, or is it because I was overweight and out of shape and they don't want to be dealing with a company that has somebody like that, representing them. And now I have so much more confidence, and I was nobody ever would have said I was not a confident person before I started losing the weight, but now that I can get around and be mobile and really feel like I can fit into society again, my confidence has increased, and it's been nice to also kind of, like I talked about with the healthy eating and how you feel better because you're out eating healthy, and it kind of snowballs in a positive direction. The same with the confidence, like the being okay with going to this makes it easier to go to the next thing, and eventually, because you feel so good about being able to go and put yourself in front of people like that, it also pushes you to continue to keep doing what you've been doing that has created these changes that you're enjoying. Again, it's a little bit of that Atomic Habits, 1% better, 1% worse every day kind of thing. And the goal is definitely to continue to get 1% better. And I'm very happy with how I feel. I'm not at my lightest weight, but I definitely feel like I'm at my lightest weight. And anytime I've really been at this weight or lower, I've been very, it's been, I guess, either through fasting, because I did fast around May to get under 300 pounds, or it's just been through clean eating. Like, I've shown myself that if I don't stick to the plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free, I can maintain. Some weeks I may not, I may be able to lose weight But for the most part, if I want to see the scale go down, I need to be compliant. And once I am compliant, now I'm in a position where I have to stay compliant. Like if it was something where I was off the rails and then the next week I was kind of half doing it, I might see success. That week I was half doing it. But now that I'm 27 days into being committed and being on track, any deviation will kind of create a hiccup in the weight loss, and I don't want to see any more hiccups. I want to see it go in the right direction. It's going to go slow. I'm not expecting to see a huge number drop tomorrow. It'd be awesome to see that, but I've got to be practical with this weight loss too. Like it's going to be and it's a patience thing. It's why I chose to do this for 3 years. It's because I knew that I could get into it and I could stick to it for 8, 9, 10 months, because I've done that multiple times. It was that next 8, 9, 10 months and then the following 8, 9, 10 months that I really need to keep working at it to get through. And with doing it that way, it's not going to be 2 pounds a week every week, because if I lost 2 pounds a week every week for 3 years, I guess that is what it is. Never mind. I guess it does come out to about that. But I lost a bunch of the weight early. So, anyways, I guess that's what, you want to lose 2 pounds a week, I guess is what we're looking at. I'm still doing a pretty good average. Even if I were to say that I'm at the 2-year mark here and say it was 104 weeks, I still lost 215 pounds in 104 weeks. Actually, you know what? It's probably right at, it's funny, it's probably time-wise and everything, I am probably right at the what was I 100 weeks. Like 4 weeks from now is going to be my 2 years. So I've lost about 2.15 pounds per week, if I'm doing that math quickly right. But but I got to keep losing the weight. So I got to keep losing that weight over the next few weeks and see what happens. I have been kind of trying to prepare myself for the idea of having to do more physical activity to lose weight. It makes it difficult going into the fall and the winter. It's hard to find those outdoor opportunities to work out, and I don't want to go to the gym. The gym we have access to isn't the greatest gym. Or I mean, I could go to like a fancier gym, but it takes a lot of effort to do that, and I'm just trying to avoid all that crazy effort. But I know, or I'm kind of realizing that I'm I might be able to push another 20, 30 pounds out without doing a lot of physical activity, but I'm not sure once I get down into the 280s and the 270s if I'll be able to keep losing weight through the diet alone. And my hope to do this outside of the gym, like to do it through diet alone, is also helping to drive me to be more on track, to be diligent, to not stray away from my diet. Like, because I want to show that I can do this through diet alone, I need to make sure that my diet is on point. I can't half-ass the diet and think I can do this through diet alone. And I've kind of, the last 11 months have been proof that if I wanted to see the weight continue to go down, I couldn't just rely on eating good most of the time. I need to be eating good all of the time. And it seems like such a it seems so hardcore, like from the outside, like that to sit here and I mean, I absolutely think that the easiest way to stay on a diet like this is through abstinence of these foods. You can't allow any level of sugar in your diet and succeed. For me, like that's just, I need to abstain from added sugar. I need to abstain from added oil. I need to abstain from added salt. And when I abstain and I say it is just not allowed, it's keep it away, I can keep it away. It's that, okay, I'll have it once every 4 days. Okay, well, I didn't do too bad the last 4 days. Maybe I can have it once every 2 days now. Well, I still lost a little weight, or I haven't gained weight. Maybe I could do it once, maybe just a little bit every day. Just a little bit, just tiny little bit, maybe just the beginning of the day and the end of the day, just bookend the day, and eventually it just creeps its way back in, all that junk food, all that crap. And you talk yourself into eating it. And it's so much easier to just say, no, I don't eat things with sugar in them. I don't eat things with a bunch of added oil. I don't eat processed foods. I don't eat dairy, especially like the animal products has been, one of the things that I've abstained from this whole time. And it's easy for me to sit here and say, I don't need a steak. I don't need hamburger. I don't need chicken breasts. I don't need milk. I don't need cheese. Those things are super easy for me to say. The tougher things are like, and I know I don't need a soda, but I've had soda in the last 2 years, like it's because there was, who knows the direct reason why I had soda, but it wasn't just, let's go drink gallons of soda. It was, oh, I had sugar in that, or I had a little bit of that person's drink and it was okay. And so then I had my own, or if I'm going to drink a soda, I'm going to drink something I want to drink. So now that I have this whole soda, now I got to drink this whole thing because I had bought the whole thing. And it's difficult when you are trying to eat in moderation. It's a myth. It's the myth of moderation. I depending on some of you guys, how long you've been following me, but I used to do a whole thing at the end of each stream about not falling for the two myths of moderation, the myth of moderate change and the myth of moderate consumption. And I truly think that those are big aspects of why this diet can succeed, or this diet does succeed, is that I continue to remind myself that a little bit of something unhealthy is not healthy. It's not okay. A little bit of, drugs for a drug addict is not okay. And the idea that you can slowly make changes, or that even, or that you can moderately change your diet to being better than it was without making the drastic changes. There are things that they sound right. They sound like, yeah, you should be able to eat less. You should be able to make changes slower. It should be easier to make changes slower. But it's not. It's not. It's when it comes to this food stuff, it may be counterintuitive, but the idea that you could slowly start adding little bits of healthy food into your diet, and then eventually you're going to start enjoying those healthy foods more than the junk food, it's never going to happen. That salad is never going to create the same response in your brain as having a Klondike ice cream bar is going to have. It just, no matter how hard you try, well, right away. If I had a Klondike bar right now, my brain and my body would probably freak out and it probably wouldn't go well. Just because I wouldn't digestively, it would be an issue. But when you're first starting, if you think that you're gonna be able to have, salad and then you're gonna eat less of your barbecue ribs because you had a big salad, you're out of your mind. Like all the sugar and stuff in the barbecue and the salt, it's not gonna um, ever taste better. Like it's all I guess relative to, like it's not going to taste better to that person that you used to be, like um now there's a lot more things that go behind my decision on whether or not to eat something, and taste isn't necessarily the number one thing on that list. Previously, that was absolutely the number one thing. All I cared about was the taste. Give me the tastiest thing you got. Give me the best thing you can make. I don't care how many calories it is. It was about taste. It was about satisfying those taste pleasures. And now I do get to satisfy some taste pleasures. I still absolutely enjoy the food I eat. It's not like I sit down and it's like, oh, I gotta eat this again. It's like, no, I'm excited to have lettuce on a plant-based Gabriel's 3-2-1 burger. Like I'm actually more excited about foods that I used to groan about, like, and so the food is still exciting. It's just different exciting. I get excited about it because I know that it's going to help me get to my goals. And the food I was eating definitely was not helping me reach my goals before. But yeah, that's been my last day, I suppose, and I'm happy with how things are going. The diet's going great. I just wish I was at the goal. I'm, I know it's going to happen. I'm confident that I'm going to reach my goal weight, and it's just being patient and waiting for it to happen that is killing me. But it's been really good this past month or so, now that I'm almost a full month. We're 4 weeks. Tomorrow will be 4 weeks that I've been eating back on program and better than I was on program before. Like there's I may have swapped the Ezekiel bread and peanut butter out for some shredded wheat and pineapple, but there's next to no cashews in this diet. There's no dehydrated mangoes. There's no fruit juices. Or if they are, they're in recipes. They're small amounts. I'm not pouring myself a cup of fruit juice. I'm not eating handfuls of cashews. And those are things that over time will help kind of keep that weight loss going in the right direction. The cashews and the avocados and the fruit juices are, great stimulating foods, and they satisfy, but it makes it harder to get yourself into this natural calorie deficit that I'm in when you're eating higher calorie dense foods like that. So I'm very happy with this run of the diet. I feel like it's all part of this whole process. Why when going into this, why I knew I needed to do this for 3 years was because I knew it was going to take more than one shot, like, and if I could, I so wish I could sit here and say I've been absolutely perfect on this diet for 694 days. but I can't. And I knew going in, I wasn't going to be able to say that. I knew going in, there was a very little chance that I was going to be able to say, I'm on day 694 and I've been perfect. But what is happening is what was more likely to happen, or better chance of happening, is that I could sit here and say I'm on day 694 and I've been knocked off my path a dozen times, but I'm still on the path. I'm still getting back onto it. Like I've been shoved off to the side, but I haven't been broken down. I haven't been taken out of the race, So I am happy that I haven't just learned how to lose the weight, but I'm learning how to live with this whole lifestyle and figuring out that there were some things that were easy for me to say I'm done with and they're out of my life, and there's some things that have been more difficult for me to say I'm done with them and they're out of my life, and I'm slowly chipping those things away, and it's been really a great process so far, and I'm really excited for the next year here. Ron says, if you avoid the ditch, you're more likely to stay on the road. Absolutely. I haven't been pushed off into the ditch yet. Yes, I might have hit the shoulder a few times. I've hit that rumble strip, that wake up kind of thing, touch that white line, but I haven't put the car in the ditch. So that is a great, I like that analogy. So, and yeah, it's been great to kind of learn more and more as I go to, like that. Again, there's lots of things I've done wrong in the past couple years, but one of the things I feel like I've done right is reading The Pleasure Trap, learning about this diet, and the continuing to educate myself, the continuing to listen to these audiobooks and, look at these materials and watch the videos and just continue to educate myself about this way of eating that I chose to eat, and that was part of it going in. If I'd have chose to eat a different type of diet, then I would have put my focus into reading those books or understanding that diet. But I couldn't be more happy that I fell into the diet that I did. Like I honestly, I don't know that I would still be doing this and doing it as regularly. Another thing, when I first started this, I didn't know how much I'd go live or talk or do this kind of video thing. And initially it was, I'll do it, during the fast, it was easy because there was always something to talk about. I was always losing weight. So there was success every day. So it was easy for me to get in front of the camera for the fast, but it was after the fast, whether or not I was going to do this every day or once a week or update once a month. And I really feel like if I'd have chosen to eat a different way, I don't think I would have continued to lose weight like I did at the beginning of the diet here. But and that difficulty early on would have led to, hey guys, I'm going to start streaming once a week just for the weigh-ins. And then maybe I'll just do once a month check-in and then disappear. Like, I don't know that there's any other diet that I could have chosen that I'm still sitting here and pushing and trying to do, and I really feel like succeeding with, like the just in my head, just thinking about all the diets in the past and just how drained I feel like I was by the end of the diets, or how drained the diets made me feel um, overall, and how this diet is so much different. Just, I mean, there's times where I'm sitting there like forcing myself to finish the bowl, like, and knowing that it doesn't make a difference to finish the bowl or not, like I don't have to force myself to finish the bowl because it's not going to do me any good to eat it. But at the same time, there's nothing bad in that bowl that would, that I need to worry about not eating the rest of it. Like, and, but yeah, the volume that you get to eat with this diet is absolutely the reason why it can succeed. You can't eat this diet and eat low volume. You have to eat this diet and eat high volume. And, I think that that's a huge problem with all of the other diets in the world, that it's all about eating low volume. And it doesn't work. We are a creature that evolved in a world where starvation was the standard, where there was excess of nothing. The only thing that our ancestors had an excess of us is pain and misery. Like, every one of us has talked, like you would never trade to go back in time to live with somebody who lived 20,000 years ago. Like logically, you wouldn't want that you wouldn't want a life where you're worried about whether or not the bear that lives in the cave next to yours is going to get hungry today and come eat you, like, and now we're in this world of excess where we can eat as much as our ancestors wish they could have. We get to eat as much as they wish they could have. And because we have access to it, and because we do eat as much as they wish they could have. And that causes a lot of these issues that we're having now. And it's just, our bodies haven't adapted as fast as our society has. And it's great that we are in this position where we can have this abundance of food, but it has definitely made us fatter because we have this abundance of food. So, I'm going to get out of here for today. I appreciate everybody, following along and, participating in the discussion here, and the comments, that you guys leave. I really appreciate everybody checking in with me and letting me know how you guys are doing. I've said it a few times, I think this year, but I'm extremely happy with where I'm at right now. I'm 694 days in, and I got, so that puts me at 500 days left if I'm at 694. What is 500 days from today? November. No. What am I? I'm off by 100. It's 400 days. I'm off by 100 days. It's 400 days from today. And it's going to be early February. Yeah, November 1st. 400 days from today is November 1st, 2023. So, I got 400 days left to go. So that's pretty crazy. But thank you guys for the support. I'm going to get out of here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to the channel. If you haven't clicked on the bell icon, click on the bell icon. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. There's nothing coming up this weekend that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. No party, no event, your health is more important. You are more important than the Twinkie that you want to eat this weekend, than the piece of cake, than the roast beef, than the lasagna. You're more important than that junk food. So start your diet right now. Nobody ever gets to their goals and wishes they would have waited. Get started. Don't wait. I will see you tomorrow. Pretty Girl's mom, see you tomorrow. Ron, see you tomorrow. Carrie, everybody, see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for the support.